The greater good.
Hey everybody, Greater Good Mining here. Today I'm going to show you how to build a meter box. And I wanted to show you the website. This is the home page, and you can either build like a 240 volt like you might have seen in some of my videos, and then you can also build a regular 120 volt. And it just depends on what your power setup is. I love the 120 volt for not just crypto mining, but it's just really cool to know what kind of wattage you're pulling on different devices around the house. So I'm going to show you how to build both the 240 volt and the 120 volt. But if you don't want to do that, and by the way, my video is not electrical advice, I'm not an electrician, I'm just going to show you like how I'm doing it. If you're a little bit afraid to do it yourself, you can buy a pre-built one, either in the 30 amp 250 volt or 20 amp 125 volt. The set that I'm going to show you how to build today is the limited edition Octominer box set that the MeterBox sent me. So thank you again, MeterBox, for sending me this. It's really cool. I appreciate it. So it's actually on sale right now for $84.95. And speaking of getting a discount, if you do decide to buy one of these or any of the components from the meterbox.com, use my discount code if you'd like. It's greater, and you can use that at checkout, and you'll get 10% off your order. And I'll also leave a link in the description that will take you straight to the website, and it'll automatically apply the discount code for you. So anyway, that's my spiel. If you want to use the code, that would help me out too with my channel. Thank you very much if you do. So anyway, I'll get into the build in a second. I just want to show you some more components that you'll need. You can get them from the meterbox.com. You can go here and like get the whole kit, or you might have some things laying around. Like you might already have a 20 amp extension cord you could use that maybe you don't need anymore. The jumper cables, you could splice them off of the extension cord. So some of the stuff you might not need, but if you want to like set it and forget it and just like buy the whole deal, you can purchase a component kit. It'll include drop voltmeter. I'll just click on it so you can see. It'll include the voltmeter that you'll need, and it'll include the jumper cables. And if you're doing the 20 amp 125 volt, it'll include the plug and the electrical cord. So it's pretty much everything you need on top of the boxes themselves. So they have the kit for the 120 volt and the 240 volt. So there you go. You can one-stop shop it here at the Meter Box to build these. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing so we can get into the build. We got some pretty cool stickers in the box, like my buddy Red Panda Mining. We've got the Octominer sticker appropriately because we are building an Octominer meter box after all. Then we've got the 120 volt box, pretty sweet looking. And last but not least, we've got the 240 volt box. Let's do it. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is pop the drop meter into the faceplate, and you'll see that the little dot on the right, that means your screen is upright. So when the dot is on the right, your screen is upright. Okay, so next we'll have to feed our cables into the meter box. So these cables might look different from whatever kit you get from the meter box, because I already had the proper cable that I needed, the proper electrical cable. So it might look a little different on my end, but the process should all be the same. So feed it through and give yourself some slack. Next, we're going to attach this black donut. This is part of the drop meter to the black wire. And then we have a jumper that I made out of extra cabling that I had. And you'll, like I said, you'll if you get a kit from Meter Box, you're going to have maybe slightly different looking cables, slightly different looking jumper, but it should all pretty much come out just like this. Here's the other jumper. We're going to attach the white to the white and the black to the black. And we got the donut on the black wire. Twist them together, and then in the next step I'll show you it attached to the plug itself. It'll be easier to show you that way. So I'll show you with this little screwdriver as I'm talking how we're going to wire things up. The white wire is going to go to the silver side, and you're going to have a jumper coming off of it. And if you notice, I've electrical taped them black. Then the green wire is your ground wire. You're going to attach it to that green screw. And then on the other side, you're going to have this black donut on the black wire. This is part of the Drock power meter. We'll show you how to attach that later, but put the black donut on the black wire and then put the black jumper on the brassy side where the screw is here. See how it's more brassy than the other side? So black to the brassy side and white to the silvery side. You did such a great job wiring this thing up. You get the reward of attaching it to the faceplate now. So you got a nut and bolt set that's provided to you by the meter box, and we're just going to pop the bolts in to the faceplate, and then we're going to just kind of flip it over. We're going to just set it down and try to attach the plug itself to the faceplate. It's a little finicky because there's a lot of wires hanging off of it, as you can see, and I think actually one of the bolts falls out while I'm trying to do this, but you get the point. You're going to take the bolt and one of the nuts, and you're going to tighten the faceplate down to the plug itself. So just make sure you get them on there nice and snug. Make sure you get it one in both sides. Great job. So you've attached your plug to your faceplate. Now we need to attach the green wires that are coming off this black donut to this blue terminal. So just attach each green wire to this terminal, just like I'm showing you here. Easy peasy. Good work. Now we can move on to the next step. Okay, so you've got your green wires attached to the blue terminals. Now we're going to attach our black wire to the green terminal. And technically they're both hot wires, but just kind of follow what I'm doing. They're both going to attach to the green terminals, just like you're seeing me do here. So no stress, just screw them in there tight so they're not going to fly out. Make them snug, and we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so we're going to pull a little slack out of that wire, and we're going to just push the faceplate down, grab the screws that are provided by the meter box, and we're just going to tighten these screws down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, and then your 240-volt meter box is done. You can plug it in, and you can see what it looks like. I guess I did promise you that we'd do both the 240 and the 120 volt, didn't I? The good news is it is even easier because the wires are smaller. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and pop this little rubber grommet into the top of the meter box, and this is where we're going to feed our wires through. It takes a little bit of smashing with your fingers, but boom, you'll get it in there just like that. Now we're going to take our razor blade and we're going to go crazy. Just kidding. Just be careful with it. We're going to slice a plus sign into this thing so we can feed the wire through. So grab your wire. Your mine will look different. This is just one that I had laying around. So now you're going to feed your wires through that grommet that we slice so delicately with that razor blade. And it gets a little finicky, but you'll get it through. Boom, just like that. Done. Thumbs up. So next step, we're going to take the black donut. This might look familiar if you saw the 220 volt thing I just did, but if you skipped ahead to this, it's going to be brand new informations to you. So slide that black donut looking thing over the black wire. That's part of the Drock power meter. And then I've already attached the jumpers to this plug. So you're going to have a jumper on each side. We're going to attach the black wire to the more brassy side. As you can see, it's already connected here. Next, we're going to attach the green wire coming out of the cord to the green screw. That's your ground. Okay, next, now that you've got your ground attached, we're going to attach the white wire to the silvery side. White wire to the silvery side. Good job. Okay, so if you saw the other video, you know what's next. We're going to attach the green wires that are coming off that black donut looking thing to the blue terminal on the Drock meter itself. So just tighten them down snug and you'll be golden. So in the next step, you'll see that I've already had the jumpers attached to this plug. It's just short little wires that are going to go from each side of the plug, the silver side and the brassy side, and it will connect to the green terminals on the Drock meter itself. So one jumper goes from the brassy side, the black side, over to the green terminal here and just screw it in. And then the other jumper comes off of the white side and it feeds into the other screw. There's another screw right there. You can see in this diagram there's two screws and you're going to screw both jumpers into this side of the drock meter. Okay, now that you got your jumpers attached to the drock meter, we're going to attach the plug to the faceplate. Meter box has provided the nuts and bolts. We're going to just screw one of the bolts in. It should kind of grab onto this plug a little easier than the 240 volt. So just kind of screw them in to get started. Grab the nuts, tighten them down, boom, get both sides tightened. Okay, so now that you've tightened your plug down to the faceplate, now we need to take up a little bit of this excess slack in this cord. So just start pulling cord through, just be careful. Just do it slow, and then you'll be able to get the faceplate lined up a little bit better. And then the next step is we're just going to take the screws provided by MeterBox and screw the faceplate down to the box. And there you have it. Now you know how to build both a 240 volt and a 120 volt meter box so you can monitor your power usage at home. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. I'd like to once again thank the MeterBox for giving me the opportunity to do this video and providing me with the Octominer box set. If you decide to order something from MeterBox after watching this video, don't forget you can get 10% off your order with my discount code GREATER. Or you can use the link in the description below and it will automatically apply the discount code at checkout. Last but not least, don't forget to keep it decentralized for the greater good.
The greater good.